Greetings. I want to give a little update on the liquid democracy development environment update and the voting status. We had a lot of trouble implementing a new system where instead of always using a URI to access a class, we keep a global dictionary and ultimately a per user and per community dictionary of the contracts or the channels that are used for the governance, etc. And we have issues for voting and inbox, which should be mailbox really, for sending stuff to each other. And we have a directory, which basically a map that has extra capabilities for self-administering entries with a grant permission. And then we have a few other classes that are not really used much. That could be incorporated. The role could be incorporated later of the allowed voters. And this is a set of all the registered voters, which we probably don't want to keep in our dictionary, but we'll move that later. And then we have a master account, which is like the public-private key of an account for localhost to simplify development. And we do we check out liquid democracy. Right now it's the reorganize-actions branch that should be merged soon. And we go to the Bootstrap directory and we run Bootstrap, which loads all the basic classes, the Roland classes, into a database and saves the checkpoint that we can use later. This takes about 15 minutes on a slow computer, but you only need to do it once because it saves a checkpoint. And then we do a deploy all, which deploys all the liquid democracy contracts that we have so far, which basically is the list I just showed you. And it creates the master directory. And in fact, we're looking at the log from the deploy all, where it put all the addresses in the directory, the master directory. Okay, so we have a system. We have one validator. Okay, we can start the R node with let's run R node, and we can start the user interface, which is npm start. Normally we would do it from main directory in VM. The first time we check it out, we have to do an install. And then when we do updates or pull requests or whatever, we just we can just leave it running because it will automatically implement the updates in the user interface. So once we started, it started, and it's already running, so I'm not going to start it. Never stopped it. Okay, and so we have this one account, and we have that loaded into MetaMask, and the getting started page has, well, the password, whatever. But if we look at the account details, we export the private key. And this private key we all use for localhost. So it's not meant to be secure, it's meant to be easy. And this is the only account initially that has rev that can be changed. But we import that account. Into our MetaMask import account by private key. We just paste the private key in here and hit import, and that'll add that account to our MetaMask. And then we need to connect the account, which normally when we hit deploy or whatever, it'll ask us to count to connect, but we'll get a list of accounts, and we may have to hit the connect button to get that connected. Okay, and the first thing we did here was a new inbox, which we'll show it to you in living color here. New inbox.row under actions. And what we did, we had to paste in the current master lookup channel because we still have a little work to do to get that without to set that without having to look up the URL when we make an inbox. But we look up the master index, master directory look up. We read that in, then we print that out, and then we look up the inbox contract because we want to make a new inbox. And we look that up, and we have to use different names here because we could screw up and use the same channel, and then we have an error because everything runs in parallel. We get the master inbox unforgeable name, and now we can run a contract and get back capabilities. And actually, we can get rid of these statements that's not used. But we read back, here we peeked at them, but we didn't get them. So here we read back a read, write, and peek capability from creating a new inbox, which we did here. So return these capabilities to read the mailbox, write the mailbox, and peek without removing it. And we print those out to the log. Now, the way we've been running this is we do a tail forever of the log, the terminal down here. And you can see where we ran the master lookup here, and we got the index. And then down here, we can see that we printed out the master index unforgeable as a bundle plus this address. Okay, and that was just printed in the log so that we could confirm that deploy all log that the master capability URI was this QHBOS. Okay, and sure enough, it's this master directory inbox unforgeable. 08683. Oh well. This is to make sure we don't have a problem with getting the wrong unforgeable name. But this worked. We got the inbox returned. We got the buffers. We got the read, write, and peek capabilities. Which was all very, which is what we expected. Oops. Read, write, and peek capabilities. Okay, and then we did a little trick here. The deployer ID is a unique unforgeable name associated with each account. So the deployer ID is only for the one initial account that we created, or whoever is doing the new inbox. Whoever's creating the inbox has a perfectly private deployer ID that nobody else can access as a name. Now we make, in Rolang, we can make a name out of a process. So we make a list with the deployer ID and the word inbox. And we write to that name our capabilities, receive, inbox, and peek. Now we can peek at this name anytime in the future and get these capabilities back, but only from the one account. So each account has its own inbox that it creates independently. Okay, and now that we create an inbox, okay, we can remember the URI, the row ID, in case we want to use that in the future. So I'll leave this here. But we don't really need that. We can always peek at the inbox and get it back again. And maybe I can show a peek. Peek inbox. Okay, which just does a Rolang peek operation of the deployer ID from the locker tag. In this case, it's inbox. And if we deploy that, okay, and sign the message. Now, if you have account 1, 11 is correct. Okay, this is the contract being deployed, and I sign it. Okay. And if I look back here, I can see that this is running this peak operation in the tail of the R-node log. And it looks like it's not doing anything. Why is that? Doing a deploy. Let me F12 here, see what we have on the debug log here. And we go to the console. And it's waiting for a result. And maybe it's not getting a result. It looks like we failed to do a deploy. Now, that can happen due to the timing error. has to be fixed. If we do adopt / propose, oops, go back to Bootstrap. That will do a propose, and that should run the script. Okay, and there's a new block. And we can see we got the URI because over here we wrote the read, write, peek capabilities and the URI. So now when we peek, we have nothing else in there except the URI. And if we now, let's say we create a new issue to vote on, and we'll call it, I don't know, lunch. And we'll propose tacos, hot dogs, pizza, salad. And we can see that it filled in tacos, hot dogs, pizza, and salad up here. Okay. The inbox is the locker tag, lunch is the name, and the proposals are the set of tacos, hot dogs, pizza, and salads. Okay, and I'm going to get the master contract admin. Well, this has to be changed. In order for anybody to get this, I have to get the read permission, not the admin. But in any case, this is going to get the read position out of this. In the MCA channel, it reads that, and it's going to look up issue in the master directory. It's going to get back the issue class. It's going to print out issue anyway. The unfortunate names don't print when they turn to. Oh, the row RChain deployer ID is the output of the deploy, the output channel. So when I write to return, I'm writing to row RChain deployer ID, and that's what gets returned as a result. And it could be multiple things. But then when I get the issue, then I write to the issue a set of proposals, a channel for the capabilities, and then the return channel is where I log. Do I read an admin and an tally capability from the B channel? If I look at the issue class, issue, down the bottom, issue, issue.row, I can see that when we get an issue, it returns an admin and a tally capability. The admin includes the get right to vote, and the give right to vote returns a voter object, which can then vote, check see its choice, and delegate their vote, and tally the result is a separate capability. So I get the admin, and then I write to the inbox, which I read from the locker tag, the employer ID locker tag. I read the inbox capability, and I send to the inbox the list consisting of issue, the name of the issue, which in this case will be lunch, and the admin and tally capability. Now I can pick in the inbox for an issue with having the name lunch, and I can get these two capabilities. Okay, and I'm going to deploy this. And it's going to poll until it gets a result back in return, which is the deploy ID. So I finally got the result back, and I can see, and I'm really, a lot of the trace output is coming here. It should be, it should only really say that the only thing that you can do here is confirm that it actually sent it. And if we look in the log, we see some more output that confirms it. We don't see any output. New issue. Doesn't write anything to the log, which is why we don't see anything. But we should have seen a sent here. Looks like it didn't work. Did it not say sent? Oh, it did say sent, sorry. Of course, everything happens in parallel. It outputted the last output first. Okay, so they did send the permissions. So if I do another peek now, I should see the issue in the inbox. And we'll hit the F12 here just to see what's going on. occasionally I have to do a propose because the timing gets off. Okay, I can see that in my inbox I have an issue lunch. The unfortunate names don't print. It's really a bug. There's no support for it in the output here. In the rolling to JSON. Okay, so I still have the URI in there, and now I have an issue lunch. So because I have an issue lunch in there, I have an admin and tally capability. I can do a add voter to issue, and I can I want to put my URI in here, which was what? My URI was this. So I have to put a URI in. I give anybody's URI. Now this will be updated so that if you want to add a community to be able to vote, you just can add the whole community rather than adding individual mailboxes. And the issue should be lunch. Okay, and then I can deploy this. And this will well, this gives the well, here I for some reason here I can output the unforgeable, and it gives right to vote, return to voter object, which is an unforgeable, and I sent that to the mailbox, and once again the sent came out first for some reason. The last thing came first. But these are all in parallel, so nothing was really first or last. All right, so now I have the right to vote. Let me cast a vote. And the issue is going to be lunch. And I'm going to vote for, how about pizza? Well, maybe I want a hamburger. Boy. Oops, unknown proposal. I thought I was supposed to print a hamburger here. No, I didn't. How about pizza? All right, new vote is pizza. Valid proposal. There was no previous vote. Um, so let's look at let's tally the votes now. See who won. Okay, so it looks in my locker, finds the issue lunch. Oops. OUNCH. And executes the tally permission and returns all output to the screen. Now, actually, the log should probably go to standard output. You don't need to get all the output here. It's a little bit hard to I delayed in signing. I wonder if that means that the deploy is going to happen too soon. It looks like the deploy is going to happen too soon. You don't sign right away. You're going to have to do a manual propose. It tries to do the propose after the deploy, but it doesn't have a good way to test when the deploy is done. I guess we could check. There has to be some output in the log. Okay, we got one vote for pizza. It worked. So now we have to see, get another person to vote. Well, this is the only account that has any rev, which is really localhost rev. Now let me do a transfer. And I'll connect my wallet. And it wants to, and I need an account to transfer the rev to. And about this localhost account. Let me copy that. Let me switch back to account 12, 11, and it's connected. And I'm going to add rev to this account. Let's see if it remembers it. 2XUP. Different one. No. Rev account 2, and I'm going to, I have to add 8 zeros here. I guess it should tell you here. These are revlets. So I should change that field from account amount to revlets. Now we sign quickly. Whoa, invalid base 58 encoding. How could that be? Oh, I added a Ethereum address to this. It wants a web address, not an Ethereum address. So let me paste in the Ethereum address here. And save it as hello host. Now I can get the Ethereum address. Fine. What? Invalid. And home. Don't get it. From address. I did connect wallet here. To another same thing. Put it in again. Right. Transfer successful, not yet finalized. I must have a stray character in there somewhere. Okay, so now I have a second account, but I need to create a an inbox for it, a mailbox. So I'll go to my account. connected. And I'll go to new inbox. And I'll deploy. And we get this inbox. All right. And that is copied. And now I go back to the master account. There's 1011 here. And I go back to add voter to issue. I put in the inbox UI, the new account, and we put in the lunch for the issue, and we deploy it. And to 1011. And we can see that it sent the capability and created a voter object. Here again, these outputs should probably go to standard out and go in the log, not only user output should go here to deploy ID. Okay, add voter to issue, then see if I go back now to localhost. What? Localhost. Why is it here? The localhost are connected. So we could do a peek inbox to see what it's in there. Peek inbox. Boy. Sign. And we should see a vote issued for lunch. Very good. We have a vote for lunch. So we're going to cast a vote. And we're going to cast a vote for lunch. And let's say I want pizza. And I deploy and on localhost, I sign. Now we never gave localhost the tally capability. So I have to go back to count 11 to do the tally. New vote is pizza. Okay. And so I go to count 11, which is public account. I hit a token. Count 11. And I want to do a tally. Tally votes. And this is lunch. And it's count 11, sign. And I got the wrong answer. Very interesting. Back to the drawing board. This was working fine. I don't know how it got broke. One more time.